Sitting in an upscale downtown restaurant with an unpaid $400 brunch check resting on the white table was not why my hands were cold. The real threat came from my younger sister, Chloe, who casually pushed a thick venue brochure across the linen without looking up from her screen. She coldly informed me that the venue fee went up and demanded $85,000 wired by Monday. When I refused to fund her reckless arrogance, she threatened to tell our family and my high-profile clients that I stole our late grandmother's priceless emerald necklace. My refusal shattered her polished facade instantly, turning her expression into pure venomous malice. She admitted her fiancé had blown through their venue deposit during a wild weekend in Las Vegas, leaving them desperate. Because I worked as a high-stakes crisis manager, handling reputations for ultra-wealthy executives, Chloe believed I was an endless source of cash. When I stood up to walk away, she doubled down on her blackmail, promising to ruin my professional credibility forever. I looked at her with complete clarity, realizing our sisterly bond was officially severed, and walked straight out into the Grand Hotel lobby. Before I could reach the street, my parents intercepted me near the concierge desk to enforce the family dynamic. Instead of being outraged by my sister's extortion, my mother scolded me for making a scene and insisted that I pay the money immediately. My father chimed in, claiming Chloe was just stressed and reminding me that family always comes first. They dismissed my years of hard work, viewing my success as public property meant to cushion my spoiled sister. Watching them take her side reminded me of every sacrifice I made while they showered her with unearned luxury. When I held my ground and reminded them that I had been completely self-sufficient since turning 18, my father tried to intimidate me. He demanded that I write the check or consider myself disowned from all future family gatherings. Looking at their expensive clothes and hollow expressions, I realized they never cared about my well-being, only what my bank account could provide. I told them I would not be coming to dinner, stepped past their icy stares, and walked out into the freezing city air. I was done playing the reliable daughter who quietly swallowed their calculated neglect. I returned to my quiet apartment where my husband, Derek, was already working in his home office, surrounded by glowing monitors. As a former government intelligence analyst turned private security consultant, Derek knew how to handle threats with terrifying precision. After I explained the blackmail attempt regarding the missing emeralds, he calmly revealed that he had already been investigating my sister's suspicious financial behavior. He turned his screens toward me, exposing a massive trail of fraudulent credit accounts, forged signatures, and suspicious transactions created using my personal information. The visual proof projected on our wall showed my pristine credit score completely destroyed by massive unpaid balances. My sister had stolen an old passport from my parents' house to open luxury credit cards and secure a $12,000 monthly lease on a Gold Coast penthouse. She had listed me as the co-signer without my knowledge, creating an elaborate scam to fund her lavish lifestyle. The $85,000 wedding demand was just a desperate attempt to cover her minimum payments before debt collectors destroyed the entire lie. Instead of panicking, a sudden surge of cold focus settled over me as we organized our counterstrike. Derek filed official reports for identity theft, gathered bank affidavits, and prepared immediate eviction notices for the penthouse. That evening, we attended a family gathering at my sister's frozen apartment under the pretense of discussing the wedding funds. Chloe handed me a one-sided loan agreement, threatening to send her defamatory email to my corporate client if I did not sign it immediately. My parents sat nearby, silently expecting me to surrender to her ridiculous demands once again. Rather than signing the contract, Derek set up a portable projector and displayed the damning evidence of her financial crimes across the living room wall. My family watched in horror as the forged lease agreements, fraudulent credit applications, and criminal affidavits were revealed in detail. Chloe panicked and immediately tapped her phone, proudly announcing that she had just sent the fake theft allegations directly to my main client. She thought she had destroyed my career, unaware that she was playing right into the final phase of our plan. What my sister did not realize was that my wealthiest client, the powerful executive she tried to contact, was actually Derek's close business partner. Furthermore, that exact executive owned the very estate she had booked for her dream wedding. Derek checked his phone and read the incoming response aloud, confirming that her wedding reservation was canceled, her deposit was forfeited, and legal action was pending. Chloe collapsed to the floor as the weight of her own foolish actions destroyed her fake reality in front of her enabling parents. The consequences for my family were swift, decisive, and completely inescapable over the following weeks. Chloe faced immediate eviction, mountain-high debt, criminal fraud charges, and the sudden departure of her fiancé. She was forced to move back into my parents' guest room, ruined by her own greed and unchecked ambition. Meanwhile, I took legal steps to sever all remaining ties by officially changing my last name and removing my family from my life entirely. I finally earned absolute freedom, walking forward into a peaceful future built on my own terms.